Good morning, family. Good morning, Autobots. Good morning, intrepid students. It is I, your intrepid instructor, Mr. Romer. It is a fine Friday morning. My hair's a mess. I didn't take a shower this morning yet. I gotta go take a shower. Personal hygiene is important. There we go. Growing out the hair long so I can ponytail it. No shave COVID. Maybe I'll get rid of the sideburns. I don't know. We'll see. Today is Friday, June 12th, 2020. The time is 10:25 a.m. I've been going through and being a little more specific in our Google Classroom. Not so laissez-faire. Not being so comme ça. That means using all those bougie words. Words from the bourgeoisie. It basically means I've been very lackadaisical. I've been very remiss in grading and keeping the Google Classroom tight, in submitting paperwork and making sure that everything is perfect. Now, for those students who are doing work, great. These will be reflected. That's wonderful. And a couple of notes, and this is actually, today we're not discussing words of the day. I'm not going to read from the book. It's going to be an old-fashioned lecture on Fun Friday. It has to do with your work in Google Classroom. Job Corps itself and the Department of Labor are making it stricter and stricter as to what they're accepting, and they have officially rolled out the Back to Google Classroom, wherein not only is watching my video mandatory, like doing an hour's worth of classwork is mandatory minimum for you to be not considered UA. Even if you sign the attendance now, you need to do attendance shows you are capable of signing in, and it gives me the ability to prove they signed in, but you have to do an hour's worth of work. And to do that, I create these hour-long videos that you have to watch slowly with me talking from end to end. And at the end of this video, there is a proof of watching quiz. Now here comes the fun part. The quiz specifically relates to something in this video. If you fail to get the answer right, you'll be notified immediately that you got it wrong, and you therefore lose out on claiming to have watched the video. Therefore, you did not do the work, and you do not get credit. Don't just start the video, stop the video, go over to the quiz, or even skip this video entirely and think that by answering the quiz and getting the answer wrong, that you will have that given to you as an hour's worth of participation. I don't. I've removed that loophole. You get one shot at the quiz. If you miss it, if you miss the answer to the quiz, it's a fail, and you don't get credit for watching during the day, for that day. So make no mistake. For those people who are spam answering, it's done. You get one crack at it, and then I shut it down every day. I go through, and if you take it and you fail, you get a 0, and it's sent, and you get no participation for that. So make no mistake. And it's easy. And I'll tell you how it's easy. In this video, as an example, I'll say the word of the day is lightsaber. And I'll make a point of saying lightsaber. Or I'll make it a point to do something really obvious. Like yesterday, if you watched the first, there are 2 videos because it clicked out. But the first video, the smaller video, 15 minutes long and the other is 40, so a grand total of 1 hour. I were literally in front of you guys, the students, typed in a letter to the center director about ideas that I had about COVID-19 and us going back to class. But no, it was just ideas concerning the COVID-19. I wrote the answers as which of the following things did I do? Did I juggle with pens? No, I did not at all. None of the videos. Did I hum in a kazoo? No, I didn't do that. Did I show how the turbochargers work? No, I did not do that. And the last thing, or the next last thing was, did I write a letter with you guys about ideas that I had? It's that. There was no mistaking it. So I know that when people answer these really self-explanatory quizzes, and believe me, I've been known to try to juggle. I fail miserably. And I laugh. But in that moment, if you watch the video, you see Mr. Romer attempt to juggle. And I'll reference that if I want to. And then maybe the questions are, Mr. Romer gave you a tour of his motorhome, and Mr. Romer played piano for us. And then the next question might be, Mr. Romer showed us how to make his style of pizza. And the next one will be, Mr. Romer attempted to juggle. There's just no mistaking the right answer. You can't even say, well, it was kind of close. No. They are separate things entirely that I've set as questions and answers specifically to highlight whether or not you've watched these videos. So make no mistake. If you get it wrong, I know you didn't watch the video. And if you did not take the time to watch the video for 1 hour, which is the length of the lecture, you don't get credit for that hour. And it's as if you didn't participate. And it's a washout day, and you end up collecting UAs, and then they make an NR, and then they boot you from automotive. Watch my video. It's the easiest damn process to keep you in this class. And I am a little upset with a lot of you. Everyone here should be doing the daily lecture to stay in automotive until we get back into class. This is the easiest thing I can create. King has some great quizzes and tests. But you actually have to go and commit to doing work on the outside, Googling, getting your own information, making sure you triple check it, watch a YouTube video on what it is that he wants you to answer questions for on the TAR, right? Because that's what we're all trying to get. And believe me, not only do I want you watching my video to give you that hour block and proof of it every day, I want you finishing King's quizzes on TARS so that not only do you get the minimum hour, but you're putting in 2 or 3 hours a day on work. The tough part about my videos is that you need to sit down and watch. Plug your phones in, and you don't have to do it first thing in the morning. You can do this at night. The attendance is not due. So today is Friday, right? You have until Saturday morning at 7:59 a.m. to do the attendance. And with that, you have until midnight tonight. That's midnight tonight to sit in your bed. You plug You plug your phone into the wall. You log in. 10:35. You log in. See, timestamp. 10:35. You log into the wall, or you log into your phone. You keep it plugged in. You lie in bed after supper or something, when you want to take a nap or you want to like just lay there, and you watch this video. You watch a lecture of mine, and you watch whatever I have for that day. Sometimes I have to stop the video and start it up again, so there'll be 2 videos. And usually you can tell the second video will go, okay, I had to stop the video. Sorry about that. I had to, accidentally press the button, or I had a phone call from King, or Miss Moneyman called. So you can automatically say, oh, I got to stop that one. That's the second one. And go back to the first video where I go, good morning, family. Good morning, Autobots. Good morning, team. That. Then you go, oh, there's the first video. And you watch the videos in order. If you do that, and then you answer the quiz question, possibly questions, that'll be super easy. You can't get it wrong if you watch the videos and pay slight attention. It will be ridiculously obvious to answer the questions properly. Reference of a magic special code word of the day, where if you listen to it, it is what it is, right? And here, today, the magic word of the day. Oh, what could it be? The magic word of the day is exactly what I just did. Watch how simple this is. This is the word of the day. I hope it's not backwards. It's backwards for my camera. But the word is yawn. I wrote it down, and I wrote it down with today's date. 6/12, 2020. Word, secret password of the day. Yay, I clicked the button by accident and the video's still going. So, the secret password of the day is yawn. Oh. Yeah. So if you watch this video and you pay slight attention, yawn is as obvious a word to have stated in the middle of an automotive lecture that would make you go, he just said the secret word is yawn. I can remember that. So when I go today and I'm going to make a list of what was the magic secret password, and I'll give things like tricycle, ice cream. We'll write that down. Literally, the choices will be tricycle, ice cream, the magic word of the day itself, yawn. I'll put those in parentheses. Yawn. And last but not least, spaceship. As your choices. We all know the magic password is yawn, but I'm even letting you know, for those who watch this video, look at yawn is got the quotation marks and the check mark. There's your magic secret password of the day. Visually and with my mouth. Yawn. And I gave you the other choice options to know they're wrong, right? They're the ones we're not going to use. And I even told you which ones I'm not going to use. And I'm showing you that they're not the ones I'm using. I'm telling you those are the wrong answers. And that yawn is the right answer. Do you not recognize that here, right now in this video, at 15 minutes and 30 seconds, I have gone through to describe exactly what you need to put in order to get credit for watching my hour-long video. And I do this video after video after video after video. You do the video, you watch the video from front to back, the entirety. And it's literally that simple. I will do very obvious things, and then I'll ask you to report on what the obvious thing was that I did or spoke about. And you just answer it. And you get credit for being in a lecture for an hour for that day. Don't do 30 of them all at once, because then you've just done 30 hours of work in one day. A lecture a day. Even if it's a couple of days back. Let's say today's Friday, right? 6/12/20, 10:41 a.m. You do this lecture today. Come Monday, you do Monday's lecture, and that's an hour. You don't have to go back, just do today's. If for some reason I don't get around to making a video in the morning, let's say I get jammed up with paperwork and I have a million things to do, and you're on and you go on at work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon because you have a great job at Walmart doing stockroom, like Poppy or a couple of other people, Poppy Shemp. But you're on at noon, and I haven't posted today's lecture yet. You can go back to a lecture you have not done, watch it for an hour, answer the simple question, and get credit for that hour, and you're done for the day. You can go to work on that Friday going, I did a job, I did a work, I did an automotive lecture. Failure to do an hour's worth of work, and we're pushing for 2 hours within the automotive setting itself. That means my lecture plus something from King, one of his ETAR things, will create a UA status. So what they do is they ask for, is the student present? And so I have a spreadsheet that I have to fill out every day. It's your name, your ID number, that you're an auto, today's date, my name, and then it has a couple of questions about you. Were you present? Which means, did you sign the attendance? Yes, they were present. They signed the attendance. Did they participate? And if so, for how long? If you click on my video, I can immediately see who's done the quiz, the test question. And for me, it's simplistic. If I see your name and you answered it right, how could you not answer it right? It's not a general knowledge quiz. It's a what did Romer just say quiz. See, that's the key. Romer just talked about yawn, super secret magic password. Double super secret magic password is yawn. And the questions were, what was the super secret magic password? Was it tricycle, ice cream, yawn, or spaceship? You go, it's yawn. You don't need to have basic knowledge of automotive to answer those questions. It's just, what did Romer say? And it proves that you listened to the lecture. And most of the lectures, except for those on Friday, are automotive in nature. We did connecting rods the other day, and the day before that it was air conditioning, and the day before that it was coolant, and the day before that it was a real super simple basic concepts. I'm not getting into super hyper specifics and bringing out diagrams and bringing out parts. That is not the purpose of this lecture. It is an introductory course level Let's go through the glossary and get you used to the words and some of the concepts. That's the purpose of this, and it answers several questions in our TAR. General knowledge, understanding what, people who come to Job Corps and you go, okay, got to make sure you're wearing PPE, and they go, PP what? Because they don't know. And it's my job as an instructor to go over the introductory information and go, PPE is proper, oh my God, preventative equipment, safety equipment, making sure you're wearing your safety equipment. Look at that. 10:45 on a Friday morning and my brain went, popped. Proper protective equipment. It used to be something like proprietary protective equipment or public protective equipment, but it basically means protective equipment. Wearable items that keep you safe. Glasses, gloves, steel toe boots. It's what we have in automotive. Plus, we wear our uniform t-shirts. You don't want to wear anything loose and blousy or froofy and frilly to get caught in something. If you wore a tie and you went over to our brake lathe and the tie got caught in the tie, it'd bring our face right over to the brake lathe and we'd get your face all smashed in. Okay? We don't wear ties. We don't wear jewelry. Something like we lean into something, from a fan belt, grabs it, pulls us into an engine bay, smacks our face on the fan. Funny for a moment until the thing started cutting. But it's why we don't wear jewelry. We don't wear rings. You got your hand in between the alternator and the engine block, and you're trying to get a little nut off of a bolt, and you get your fingers wiggled into a tight spot, and all of a sudden you try to pull your hand out, and your ring has now rotated and acting like a washer, and you can't pull your hand out because you're wearing a damn ring. Or worse, you get your hand stuck and then someone starts the car, rips your finger off. Well, I was wearing my wedding band. And I talked the other day about people I know that grindered fingers off. You get same problems with the rings and jewelry and in general. I know a lot of you guys love wearing your pretty watches. Take them off. Take them off, stick them in the locker, or leave them in your room. Stick them in your pocket, put them in your knapsack. Take the watches off. There's no reason for you to need a watch. There's a clock on the wall. You get your hand stuck somewhere in an engine bay. And you end up breaking it. Oh, another yawn. Right? And you guys are going to laugh because I'm going to make the test. And here comes the funniest part. People are going to get it wrong because they're going to want to fake it and pretend. Oh, yeah, I watched the video, Mr. Romer. And I go, what was the magic super secret word of the day? And they're going to go, was it pizza? And I want to go, pizza wasn't even an option. Obviously, you didn't watch it. Obvious. So please watch the videos. Watch my daily lectures. Answer the super simple questions. It's not hard. It's not designed to be hard. It's designed to show the Department of Labor that you are taking a chunk of time out of your life and watching and learning. That's all that they want to know. They don't need to be told, wow, they're studying the refractive index of coolant that's gone bad in a sub-zero temperature climate with an older Ford engine. How amazing is that? No one's doing that. But we will talk about coolant can also be called antifreeze and anti-boil because we don't want it boiling low. So we want it boiling at like 230, right? Water boils at 212. Paper burns at 451. I should say wood burns at 451. And antifreeze and anti-boil boils over at 230 or 240. Some. Others are even higher and hotter, depending on the formulation and the chemicals used. But that's my point. When I talk about something, it becomes very apparent in the video, and you answer accordingly. And because of that, it allows me to show the Department of Labor and API, the managing firm for Job Corps, that I can prove one of my students watched an hour-long video and therefore participated for an hour because they were able to successfully and accurately answer what it was they just watched. So it's proof. And then they go, oh, okay, then student XYZ is not listed as UA. They obviously watched Mr. Romer's video. They answered a quiz or questionnaire proving it. Student's fine. That's why we do this now. And it's why you guys need to tighten up. And I need you guys to daily participate. Not just attendance, but lecture. And if truth be told, it would be fantastic to see all of you. And here comes the other part where my lecture and attendance simple quiz would be fun. And if all of you came on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and clicked on that Westover Job Corps Meet link, the meetup link, and I'll even talk about that briefly, in the Westover Job Corps Automotive Technology banner, which means picture, at the top of our stream, when you first click on Google Classroom, you click on your email, you got your email going, and you hit the 9 dots that look like a waffle, right? Look like a waffle, look like the 9 dots in a box. You click that, and it gives you the ability to go, there's the classroom. You click on the classroom, Westover Job Corps Automotive, and all of a sudden, it comes up. And the first thing across the top is Westover Job Corps Automotive Technology. Then you have stream, classwork, people. Well, I have people and grades. I think you guys just have stream, classwork, and people. Maybe just stream and classwork. Okay? The stream is what King and I daily post. You see the stream of things that we throw into the stream to float in front of you guys. Classwork is where we've actually put all of those things we've thrown in the stream into folders that you can navigate. And so the first thing you see is the stream. And at the top of the stream, right under the word stream, you're going to see a predominantly black picture, a banner that goes a little bit like halfway to halfway. That says Westover Job Corps Automotive Technology, class code PRBAFXN. Maybe you do see that, maybe you don't. I don't know what's on your screen. And then underneath that, you have Meet link to meet up. https://meet.google.com/lookup/EUERDGHAA2. That, what I just read, is called a hyperlink. Okay? It's a hyperlink, meaning if you take your mouse, not the furry thing in the cage, but the thing we use to move our cursor around on the computer, right? And you move it around, and you go on top of those, make the arrow go on top of those words, your wedged arrow, that wasn't good. The wedged arrow, right, goes around the screen, and you put it over it, and it turns into a hand with a finger and a thumb, like a pointing finger. When it becomes, and it's this way actually, when it goes on top of, first looks like a little flying cursor, right? And when it goes over whatever it is that you want to click on, it becomes a hand with a finger. When it becomes hand with a finger, it's considered a hyperlink, which means you click on it and it takes you somewhere, like a Star Trek beaming device. Takes you from inside our classroom to inside the Google Meet. So you click on that Meet link. Oh, with your phone, you use your actual finger to hit it. And in your phone, if it's active, it should. It does just like your phone says. You click on it, boop, and it brings up the hyperlink. And for me, these are my alarms. And we get to see your shining face. And then we get to write, if you show up to the meetings, I have a daily meet for Google Classroom from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. every day. While I'm doing my work, I open up the Google Meet room, that particular meeting room, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And I sit here with the camera running in the background. And if a student shows up, it goes bing, dung, dung, makes me a notification noise that they've logged in and their camera's active or whatever. And then I just click on the tab and it brings up the camera like this, right? This. And it brings up your camera, and hopefully you have your camera set to allow it. And I get to see you. The purpose of the 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. classroom is to answer general knowledge questions that you might have concerning automotive. So that, hey, Mr. Romer, I got a question for the quizzes. Oh, okay, good. What's your question? Yeah, the my answers. I didn't see that it was asking for my email. And I'll go, oh, which question is that? Oh, today's lecture. Perfect. I'll get right on it. Give me 1 second and you'll hear me. You'll see me looking around as I'm looking at my computer screen and getting work done and typing. Right? And I'll hit enter and I'll go, okay, it's accepting emails now. Go back in, put your email in, and then answer the questions. This brings me to my next point. If you go into a quiz or a test that I've created or King has created, and the first thing you notice is that it does not ask you for your email, I have no idea who answers the quiz. Meaning, I get a response. My computer sees that someone shows up and goes, well, the person's taking the test. And I'll go, okay, great. Oh, they got an 80. Good. They passed the quiz. Who is it? And they'll go, they never put their email in. And then I'll go, well, wait a minute. Was I asking for emails? No, it was just an open quiz. And I set it up so that all personnel who filled out the quiz have to put in their emails. And that way, you guys get credit for doing the work. Are you guys starting to see the common thread here? I'm doing these things so that you get credit for the work, so Department of Labor and Job Corps get off your back about being here. You do these minimal things that I need, you're all set. You won't get phone calls from Ms. Windish saying you're going to be UA'd. You're going to be let go from the program. Watch my videos. Go to the Google. The Google Meet, right? The Google Meet I hold personally from 2 to 3. King doesn't show for that. This is an hour I set aside. He might do something in the future, but our time right now together is 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. I know some of you have classes between 2 and 3. In the short future, I might move my hour-long meetup. They're both through that Meet link, but my personal one that I give to you guys, and it's a very specific type, I might move it from 1 to 2 or noon to 1. I know a lot of you sleep in. The noon to 1 starts bordering on all you lazy bones who sleep in during the day. Maybe I'll do it 1 to 2. I don't know yet. Still feeling it out. But right now, it's from 2 to 3. And I am in the Google Classroom meetup for the specific purpose of answering questions. I'm not there, although I love talking to you guys. I am not there to hang out and talk and say hello, what's up, how you doing, you feeling good, I'm feeling upset today, my girlfriend broke up with me, COVID-19. All those things are important to me. Every last thing that I just said as you guys is important to me. That being said, the purpose of my earlier Google Westover Job Corps automotive meetup link for Google Meet is designed to answer questions for students on the classroom or automotive related. And don't be slick calling in and going, yo, I just saw a Toyota Supra. Okay, what's your question? You know, I love talking, but I also have a lot of work to do. And if I'm doing the Google Classroom now, if you have a genuine concern, hey, Mr. Omer, I've just removed the head gasket off of, and I'll use what Jonathan had, 2000 Plymouth Neon, or Dodge Neon, excuse me, same company. Plymouth called it the Cirrus or something like that. You know, Dodge Neon did a head gasket. Now it doesn't run right. Okay. General knowledge on automotive questions. So I'll go through a short list. I'll spend 5 minutes and go, you're going to want to check to make sure all your vacuum lines are placed in properly. You're going to want to verify that you have compression across all 4 cylinders. You're going to want to verify that your fuel rail has been properly plugged in. You're going to want to verify that your fuel rail has the vacuum line properly plugged in to provide additional pressure for when the RPMs go up, that the injectors are getting higher and higher pressure rates to assist in fuel flow to the cylinders as the engine revs up. It's more of a turbo thing. It's a pressure reference signal, but I'm free relating as we talk. Going to make sure that the compression test comes back good, because you don't want to do a head gasket and realize the head gasket, the new one you just put in, is sitting on a warped head and it's leaking anyway. So it's got nothing to do with the gasket. It has to do with the fact that the head itself is twisted, because the previous owner blew the head gasket, then overheated the motor, and because it has an iron block and aluminum heads, the head bent, literally flexed, because the additional heat just warped. And that warp causes, no matter if you put a new gasket in, the gasket is just sandwich sheets of metal and cork and plastic and stuff, and it's squeezed down to provide a seal for all pistons and oil galleries and coolant galleries and air galleries. So all that stuff, head gasket seals it so nothing leaks. But if the head's warped, it doesn't matter. You could get 30 new head gaskets, one at a time or all at once. They're just, nothing's going to seal. Never put them on all at once. That was a joke and part of my shtick. Make sure that when you put your head back on, and the camshaft's rotated into its proper position, and that you clamp it down, and then you put your timing belt on or timing chain on with the proper relation between the crankshaft and the camshaft. Make sure that they're aligned so that they have 1-to-1 core, 2-to-1 correspondence, and when the crank is at its right position, the camshaft's at its right position. Or you're going to get to a point where the cylinder number 1 is at top dead center, and what the spark plug thinks is a combustion. The spark plug and the fuel injector thinks is a combustion event time. So no fuel injector, yes spark plug, unless it's a SkyActiv direct injection, in which both the spark plug or fuel injection and spark plug are going at the same time. But the valves are open because you've got the camshaft 180. It's been done. And my engine won't start now. How come? Because you got the camshaft spun 180. The engine needs those valve closed, but you got it upside down. So now all the valves are open. All of them. Things like that. So when you come into the classroom, have a question for me. Because that then validates the purpose of having a Google Meet between the hours of 2 and 3 to answer general automotive questions. And even if it's just 2 or 3 students who show up every day for that, that's fine. I'm there providing the ability for you guys to reach out, and on any given day, if you have a question, Mr. Romer's always going to be there from 2 to 3, not entertaining 10, 15, 30, 40 students with a lecture or discussing automotive schoolwork for the day, which we want to get to is having a classroom where we teach a more specific automotive class where we do have, this is a piston. The piston diameter is 3.04 inches and it is used, it's skirt length. Like we go through and do the specifics of parts in a Google Classroom setting. That's from 3 to 4 with me and King together. The hope is that eventually all of you will show up for the 3 to 4 o'clock meeting and we have a class, a genuine class where we open the books to a chapter and we have the parts in front of us and we have a genuine, all of you guys are watching the screen like you were sitting at your desks in class listening to the class. Oh, today we're doing turbochargers. Mr. Romer's got a couple. Oh, look at that. And I hold up a turbocharger and I open it up and take the parts off so you can see the insides of it, the turbine and the compressor wheel and everything that goes into the center housing, rotating assembly, all that stuff that go into a turbocharger, you get to see as if you're sitting in the classroom. That's the purpose. That is the purpose of the 3 to 4 o'clock meeting that we currently have for Job Corps Google Classroom. Is our 1 hour class. So here comes the fun part. If you do my lecture every morning, or whenever it is I post it, or one from a previous day, every morning, if you do yesterday's thing, and you can do yesterday's lecture, I don't time and date stamp that. That's open. The lecture is open. It's just what day I make it, but the lecture itself is it's an ongoing enterprise. And if I make 30 of them, perfect. That's 30 days worth of an hour-long class that you can take. So between my hour-long lecture and your guys' part that I can submit paperwork to, I can make a Google spreadsheet going, see, student XYZ answered my question correctly, proving they watched the video. So the Department of Labor goes, oh, okay, you can prove they watched a lecture on automotive topics. Absolutely. Today is not a specific topic. It is a broad-based discussion, not a discussion, a monologue, because I'm speaking and you're listening and can't speak back. But it's a broad-based monologue wherein we discuss things automotive or pertinent to their classroom to better facilitate, make it easier. Anytime you hear the words better facilitate, just know that it's big word talk for make it easier, right? but it does sound nice. All right, we've been asked to facilitate. We've been asked to help. Makes people feel better, much more intelligent. We have a virtual thesaurus in our minds. Thesaurus is a book of words and what they mean. Similar to a dictionary. But a thesaurus uses also synonyms, meaning like something. What does the word like mean? Well, like means you care, you're interested, you enjoy something. Also meaning as if or comparable to. This is like that, right? So there's different meanings behind the word like. And a thesaurus allows you to choose different words that mean the same thing as the word you're looking at. The thesaurus would give you what's the thesaurus? What are the words for pen? Writing instrument, an ink quill, a permanent marker. All those things mean like pen. Anyways, so you can prove that you actually did the work to the Department of Labor and Job Corps in general. I should say Job Corps specific, Department of Labor in general. And just being online with our meeting, that's an hour. We get to mark it, Google Meet, 3 to 4, they were there. And then I get to mark 1 hour lecture, they answered the question, I can fire off a sheet. We get to submit that and go, see, they're doing their work. They're actually doing what they're supposed to. And the Department of Labor goes, oh, that student used 2 hours of their day to do automotive schoolwork. Done. Hour participation in the classroom on the Google Meet, and an hour participation in the quiz and lecture. Done. Your responsibilities are complete for that day for Job Corps. Not for the week, for the day. And I want to keep each and every one of you. And I want to make sure that when we get to September, or whenever they start the general rollback, and it will occur, they've already got King and a couple of other teachers working on a return to school program. Volunteered, and he said, I want to help make this thing a reality. And he is. He's part of the team that's setting it up. And if they're making teams to set up the bringing back of students, now it's just a very particular amount of time. I want to say my opinion, but based on my intellect, is that most, if not all of you, will have returned by September. Each of you will have at least come back into the fold. You might be sent back home after being checked out, or rolling admission thing where they have you come to the gate, you do the temperature, you sign the paperwork, and then they say, okay, you're September 28th. That's your return date. So come back and we'll do another physical, and then you can come in and you can stay here. So I'm thinking most of you will be back by September, if not all. I'm hoping all, because that means I get to teach with King again in a classroom, and that'll be changed. We're going to have social distancing. We'll have small classes in the beginning. So it isn't going to be 6 people at a desk. Yawn. It's going to be 2 people at a desk in the classroom, 2 people at a desk on opposite sides out in the shop. We're going to have hopefully a new projector and a new screen where we can put the projector out in the shop and aim it at the big movie screen, and everybody gets to sit as a group watching. And I hope we have better internet access and access to YouTube videos, because we'll show you all kinds of really cool and knowledge-based videos that help your ability to navigate in the automotive world, either in general vocabulary or item specific and tar line item specific. So that is the gist of today's meeting. That is the gist of the things that we've talked about. You guys need to every day do the lecture, come to the Google meeting at 3. Know that between the 2 hours of 2 and 3, I'm going to be in the Google Classroom. And I'll even usually write down, like I'll be in the classroom, like, ugh, no one's showing up. And I'll go, hey guys, I'm in the classroom. 2:15. Hey, Romer's in the classroom. Been here for 15 minutes. I don't like saying that because it sounds naggy. It sounds like I'm nagging you to death about, you guys better be here. Show up, please. Ask me a question so that I can answer it. And it could be part of the classroom. Mr. Romer, it's not letting me into the quiz. Or Mr. Romer, there's no email at the front. If I answer this question, I won't get credit for it. So that's the other thing. I put the emails in. We were getting data back, no problem. I can see just how many students participated. I can see who answered questions numerically. There were 14 respondents today. I'll go, ooh, who are the 14? The computer goes, I don't know. There were just 14. Isn't that what you wanted to know? No, I need to know who they are. Oh, well, you didn't ask that, so they didn't supply it. So you did the work, but you didn't get the credit for it. So I reset everything. I reset it so that everyone gets one crack at it. Everyone has to put in their email so I know it's you doing it. And last but not least, attendance-wise, at 9 o'clock every morning, I turn off the previous day's attendance. And I will do it earlier. I'll do it at 8 o'clock. But usually I'm in doing my emails and job emails. Maybe I'll start shutting down the attendance at 0800 every day for the previous day. And then closing it. And I found out how to close it. So you guys can't go and say, I clicked on the attendance for yesterday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Monday. So see, I was here all week. Doesn't work that way because I get to go on my end as an instructor. It brings up the spreadsheets and there's a time and date stamp. So it'll say, like 12 students participated between the hours of 8 o'clock and noon on Friday. It's almost 11:18, so it'll be 11:18. So on Friday, those diamond date stamps will come up, between the times, but everybody's coming on 6/12. You can't come in on Sunday afternoon and go, I forgot to sign the attendance. Oh, I'm going to sign it now. And click on it and go, hey, I clicked on the attendance, says I'm here. I've set it up where it stops. Oh, and the other thing is your date timestamp is from Sunday. Doesn't count. So yes, you're there, but in everyone's normal time and date stamp is acceptable. There you are with your 3 days late timestamp, and unless I delete it, it gets forwarded to my boss, and my boss goes, that's not an acceptable time frame to your attendance. I have to go, I'll delete it. Oh, Mr. Romer, why didn't you catch it? You're right. She's right. I should have caught it. I shouldn't have to worry about people retroactively trying to get in on the old attendance. Shouldn't have to do that. But apparently I do. And that's fine. I'm smarter than the average bear. And so now I've locked out all the previous attendance. If you go to try to do yesterday's attendance, it will tell you I have turned off that feature. So I learned. I took a bad thing, judoed into a good thing, learned something new. And all I ask is you do the same. You show up with the attitude of I want to learn. I didn't throw my computer about. I didn't throw a fit in my office and scream at you students trying to get one over on me. I go, oh, look at that loophole. I got egg on my face because my boss went, oh, Mr. Roman, what's up with this attendance spreadsheet you got? You got people coming in after the fact. You're telling me 20 people signed in when really it was 19. Why are you lying? Didn't realize I was lying. I have erroneous information. Oh, should fix that. Yes, ma'am. And so I have to go back and correct it. In doing so, I become smarter and I close the loophole and I show my professionalism and I work the problem. So I had some really great sayings that I'm going to start really harping on every day. Get in the game. Get in the game. Put on the costume, put on the uniform. Just like you were in football, you wear football pads. You don't go out into the football field in a three-piece suit. You could if you want, but they're going to get you dirty and love doing it. You don't show up to a wrestling match in Speedos. You wear a wrestling suit. Although some professional wrestlers wear Speedos. You don't get on a motorcycle in gym shorts. When you can, I wouldn't come off a bike at 50 in a pair of shorts. The road rash would be horrific. Whew. It's a costume. It's a uniform we have to wear. Show up to shop in a uniform. Get your feet in the game. Commit. Commit to doing this. Don't do this half-assed. Don't just go, I'll sign the attendance. That'll be good enough. No, it's not. Y'all are going to be getting letters soon. You're not participating. You need to participate. I got a list of students that they're like, you reach out to them and you let them know they're screwing up and we're going to axe them. And that's not asking you a question. That is the axe movement of physically removing you from the lists of automotive and UAU and NIRU and send you on your merry way without anything as much as a thank you kindly. They just get rid of you. I don't want them to get rid of you. So I have to go through today and make sure that each and every one of you knows that this video is posted. And I'm going to send an email going, watch today's lecture. Because it specifies specifically. See what I did there? I said it twice. It specifically states, you guys need to sign your attendance every day. There's no reason why you can't. Even Ferris Ibushi, or is it Austin Automanil? I always forget. Who's had a fire in their house. And hopefully their insurance company, they're staying in a hotel room with crappy internet. Although most hotels have like free Wi-Fi. Maybe it's just really bad. They're at a far room. Maybe they can go ask to be in a closer room so they can do their homework, right? Most of you have the ability to watch. Excuse me, yawn. Okay, I'm yawning a lot. I was up till 4:15 this morning gaming. I didn't mean to. Destiny 2 had updates, and I bought one of the DLCs. And then a couple of friends of mine showed up at around 11. They're like, we're loot running. You got to come with us. And we were a 3-man team. And we're playing Crucible and Gambit. and we were winning, and I was getting tons of loot, legendary and exotics and armor and weapons. And I love gaming to the point where you're like, wait, what time is it? I thought it was 10 o'clock. I just sat down to play. What do you mean it's 4 o'clock in the morning? What do you mean it's 4 o'clock in the morning? It just started. When your time sense disappears because you're focused so hard and you're doing so well at whatever it is you're doing, that process of playing the game removes your time sense, and hours seem like minutes. And then the flip side of it, no, it's the same thing. Hours seem like minutes. You're like, I've been playing for 6 hours and it's 4 in the morning. Oh crap. Well, I can handle it. And I did. I was up at 8:02. I slept in for 15 minutes. My alarm went off at 7:40. Yeah, 7:40 or 7:41. And I hit snooze a couple of times. Then I was like, oh, I got to get up for the morning call. Go get something to eat, drink a little water, stretch, right? Wake up, and then come up and log into the Google meeting that we have with my staff, with the staff. But yeah, I was gaming like a fool last night. And the other time is when, you guys know what I'm talking about, where you're like, all right, I need to get a couple of hours worth of sleep. Okay. I'm going to lay down for a second, and I'm going to set the alarm. I'm going to get 4 hours of sleep. Okay. All right, I'm going to get 4 hours of sleep. I think that's a great idea. 4 hours of sleep. Let me just close my eyes, and I'll get 4 hours of sleep. And you're like, I just laid down. Why is the alarm? 4 hours went by for sleep like that. You're like, I just put my head down. I have no recollection of sleeping. I literally don't think I slept yet. The clock should say 4:01, but it says 7:55 or whatever number I woke up to this morning. Moved. I didn't run. I'm too fat for that. Moved quickly upstairs into my office. Logged in. Then the computer said, no, I can't log in. No internet. I'm like, I got to reset the router. Back downstairs. Reset the router. Back upstairs. 8:05, I finally log into the meeting. Or 9:05, excuse me. No, 8:05. 9:05. Doesn't matter. So that's why I'm yawning a lot today, is because I was a bad boy and I played lots of Destiny 2. A lot of Gambit, a lot of Crucible. We were cranking, yo. I have this one gun. It's a Cade 6. If you find one of his stashes, it's a machine gun. It has a 41 round clip. Now I have subguns that have bigger magazines in them. I have one that's got like a 68 rounder. You can put in a perk, gives you an extra long mag and 68 rounds at 720 rounds per minute. Well, this new gun that I won last night, it's the gun I'm going to use. It's my primary. I will use no other. And what is it called? Skill Runner? I think it's the name of the gun is Skill Runner. It's a Cade 6. If you find one of his stashes, you get it. The Skill Runner is an arc weapon, meaning if people bring you arc damage, it stores it, and it starts to be like Black Panther's energy suit, where the more people hit you, it stores that physical energy as electrical energy, and then it puts it back out as physical energy. It's like a battery for being hit. The more you get hit, the more force you generate. So that when you finally release it, your own punch, it's like blah. It's like a Thanos punch. So I got this gun, and I'm like, and I have a gun. I had another sub gun, a primary pulse rifle with like 68 rounds in the mag, and a nice, decent cyclic rate. And it was a good gun. And it was, I had it amped up a little bit. I had some perks and mods on it, and I had leveled it up. And I got this Skill Runner gun, and it only had a 48 round mag. And I was like, oh. And I've had other exotic weapons before that have been like, ooh, it's the jam. And I'm like, it's okay. It's not great. It doesn't have all the power I need, or it's got a really small magazine. I've had one hitter quitter guns. I've had sniper rifles where the damage bar is like all of it. The damage bar is completed. There's you can't make a gun have more damage than this sniper rifle. But the sniper rifle has a 3-round magazine, which means you can take it, you can aim it at a boss, shoot it once, and it gives you a lot of damage. You shoot it twice, and it gives you a lot of damage. Then you shoot it the third time, and you get a lot of damage. You've taken his health bar halfway down. And now it spends the next 3 minutes reloading, because your reload bar, it's this long, and it's only this beginning part. So it's like, yeah, it looks like a great gun, and the picture they gave is really cool looking. Big scope. There's a silencer on the end of it. Swoopy lines and really cool graphics. Looks like a cool sniper rifle. And the perks are okay on it. But it just doesn't get the job done. I get this Skill Runner gun. 48 rounds. And I'm like, oh, I'll try it. I'll see if I like it. And if not, I'll just stick it in the vault. So I equip the gun. I add a couple of perks to it, just because you have the window to. It's already a master class weapon, but you can do things to it. Add modifiers to it, which is fine. You get the modifiers from 8 of 44, I think, in the tower. Anyways, so I got a couple of mods and stuff on it. And it lets you take the gun, and once you finally get it, it brings you through a couple of rooms where it shows you what it's capable of doing. So I take the gun out, and I have these NPCs come and attack me in a wave. So I'll kill one, boom, 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 boom. Kill another, boom, 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 boom. Kill another, boom, 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 boom. Mag change in 48 rounds. I was like, that's okay. It's killing these guys quick. The power's up, so I'm not using as many rounds to kill. The other one was just, the 68 magazine one had okay power. It wasn't great. I think it was 825 or something like that. And this one's it was 860, but I've brought it up. I've merged it with a couple of other weapons, so I've got it up to like 960. But here's where it got interesting. So I kill like my 4th or 5th NPC, and I've done 2 mag changes. I'm like, all right, it's got some juice on it. And I'm noticing that I'm starting to build up all this electrical energy on me. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be interesting. Then a flood of NPCs came out. When I say there were 30 of them, there were 30 of them. And I'm like, oh, crap. And for a moment, I debated going back to my old gun, because with my old gun, I had ammo and the mag changes were pretty quick. And I think I would have been able to do okay. But I was like, I'm here, and if I die, it just respawns me. It's no big deal. Let me try the new gun out. I started shooting, and all of a sudden, the electricity enveloped like lightning around me. And my round counter goes away. And I'm like, finger down on the machine gun trigger. Lightning's in front of me, so NPCs that are coming to melee on me are getting zapped by the electricity. And while I'm fully electrically charged with this arc weapon, My ammo counter, I looked closely, infinity. Oh, I'm so happy. As long as you're arc charged, the gun is unlimited, fully automatic weapon with a 900 round per minute cyclic rate. I literally held the trigger down and left thumbstick, so I'm literally spinning in place, just spinning around. When I was done, everybody was laying down. All the aliens, all the alien zombies, everybody was done. I was like, oh my god. I play with no other gun in Destiny 2 now. That's it. Skill Runner, I think is what it's called. Risk Runner? No, Skill Runner. I had other, exotic weapons, MDG 16, which was a decent auto rifle. That's okay. It has thermal, which means you look through the scope and it has a red outline of people. So even in the dark, you can see where they. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Okay. This one from Cade, game changer. Now I'm confident to go into some of these raids, 6-man raids, where it is a nonstop onslaught of aliens. So much so that I was playing, the guys, when I came back, because we all didn't, I went and I'd previously done this on my own. When I was playing with them, they were all like, "What the hell is that? I didn't hear you mag change. You didn't stop. You just kept firing and firing and firing. What is that BRAP gun?" And I was like, Skill Runner. Thank you, Cade 6. Still upset that Cade 6, that what happened. Anyways, Destiny 2, yo. Yeah, I'm done with DayZ for a minute until the download or the updates and all that. Anyways, I'm wondering if I should reference, other than the yawn, whether I can reference the fact that I talked about video games or not, or what game did I play? That'll be an additional question for today's thing. What video game did Mr. Romer play last night? Destiny 2. And what was the name of his gun? Skill Runner. And I might be wrong in remembering that it's the name of that, but I really do think it's Skill Runner. I can Google test. While you guys watch, it's an hour and 15 minutes into the video. You get credit for it, so hang on to your boots. I will write Destiny 2 Cade 6 machine. Cade 6 stash gun. Oh. Ace of Spades hand cannon. I already did. That's the hand cannon. Wasn't impressed. 11 rounds. Boom, 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 boom. Then you're done. You got to reload. Not good for when a flood of enemies come rolling at you. Let's see it. Oh, it's a video. Anyways, I'll get the name of it later. I won't reference it today. I'll just do it later. But yeah, I was so stoked. I'll find it. All right. That's it. Everybody get ready to fist bump. An hour and 15 on the money. Right? Get your fists ready. Black Lives Matter. And